More violent, more difficult. Is, you see, what I foresee, which I pray doesn't happen, but what I foresee happening is that the splinter organisations that we've managed to battle out will pounce. Now, when they pounce, mainstream people won't stand with them. So when you say will they be more extreme, more violent, they'll end up a very small number, because it's the mainstream people that, with what we're saying, we've managed to attract after Lee Rigby's death. Unfortunately, it brought so many ordinary people. Those ordinary people I've had to come up to me on demonstrations saying, look, I support everything you're saying, but I'm not with this because of certain behaviours. And it's just frustrating for me, and then hopefully there's going to be another programme which shows this full journey for the last 12 months of me with the English Defence League struggling with this. Struggling when we're supposed to be there respecting the death of Lee Rigby, with people throwing bottles. But at the same time, they're throwing bottles because bottles are coming in. It's a big swings and roundabouts, but I hope that the English Defence League stays with a non-violent and peaceful route. I hope if it's going to continue. I've been reading and trying to see what's going on, and the exact people that I thought would try and pounce are trying to pounce. The Nick Griffins of this sad country.
Can I just say something? That, like, people don't know a lot of the work that we do. Like this, we do a lot of work with. There's another organisation called the Non-Violence Alliance, run by a fantastic guy called Linus Wilson, and they work to reduce gun crime and knife crime in Luton Town. I mean, just this year, since January, there's been 20 shootings and 17 stabbings. So I'm sure my friend over here could vouch for that. It's true. And we work closely with them to reduce violence and to work with people when we offer our services and our support and vice versa. So, you know, we've got no interests in violence, and hence we coined the phrase, you know, we're not violent, you know what I mean? And that's just, you know, it's just ridiculous to say that we can be linked to all the violence. If the violent groups are going to turn up, which they will do now that we've moved away.
I believe unfortunately,
it's out of our control.
Yeah. Following today's events, which I've been briefly getting up to date on, the exact people we've been battling. I said today, there's going to be one person and part of it, even in the early days, when it was spiralling, it was the not wanting them to have it, is why we continued it. And if you follow the history of the English Defence League, every single speech and every time we've gone to a city, the first person we put on stage is a non-white person, to let them people know, look, this is where we're going with this. This is what we believe. But that has been a constant struggle. But the vast majority of people who are supportive of the English Defence League are just normal, decent people. And if you're sitting in a room like this, you'd be having this sort of conversation with them. But just because they can't articulate their argument, a lot of them are frowned upon. But of course there's a rogue element, of course there's racists, and it's those racists and rogue element that have made it impossible. Impossible.
Which is why you left.
Which is why I've left.
Yeah. Right, there's a gentleman here, yes.